Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Dr. Shida here again. We are going to continue our course with the next chapter. We're going to learn today on how to design effective learning strategies for occupational safety and health training. In this lesson, we will cover on how are we going to develop course materials, course descriptions, to determine goals and objectives of our training, and to select outline and course structure. On developing learning resources and assessment tools, this is what I want you to think about. Discuss why it is important for us to develop high quality course materials and assessment tools. Besides that, we know that high learning materials quality and assessment tools could facilitate student learning, enhance student engagement, improve students' outcomes understanding, and we also allow to provide structure and guidance for the course so that students or trainees in our class could understand an overview of our training. Steps in the development process. Steps involved in the development of course materials and assessment tools include: we need to define learning objectives, identify appropriate instructional strategies, select and develop content, design and develop assessment tools, and last but not least, we have to try out and we have to evaluate all the materials that has been developed. Learning objectives. We need to discuss the importance of defining clear and concise learning objectives for the course. We must to ensure all topic that we introduce starts with definitions. Besides that, we need to also provide writing effective learning objectives. Why learning objectives important when we decide to start our program? This is to make sure that it has to be measurable and specific. It has to be aligned with the course content, and we need to ensure that it is achievable within the times given. In other words, for me, my POV, learning objectives eventually give an ideas for our audience, for our trainees, about what they are supposed to learn throughout the training and what they are supposed to get at the end of the training day. In identifying instructional strategies, we also need to discuss the difference of instructional strategies that can be used to deliver certain type of course content. Why it is important for us to identify and varies all kind of instructional strategies? This is because that we need to meet the diverse learning needs of the students. We need to enhance student engagement and motivations, and besides that, we have to improve student outcomes. Homework for you. Identify at least an instructional strategist that you can apply in your training room. Here again, class, we are aware that to provide learning materials is crucial in our class. Either we conduct our training online or offline. It is important to select high quality content because not only it should be relevant to our course, but it is also to ensure the engagement between our topic, our teaching, and the lessons or the informations that we need to deliver to the participants. In providing effective course content, we must know that we develop the course content to use multimedia elements, because we know and we are aware that in this modern era, all kind of multimedia strategies eventually increase student engagement, incorporating real-world examples to enhance relevancy. Yes, for sure, you like to hear something that is related to you and your life. You want to hear from my class all kind of topic that is related to what you are going to apply in your daily life. Besides that, you need to encourage active learning through interactive activities. Next, designing and developing assessment tools. Why is it important for us to design and develop effective assessment tools? Yes, this is to make sure that we are able to measure student learning activities. These are some of the tips of why we need to develop effective assessment. This include we are going to align the assessment with the learning objectives. We need to use variety of assessment methods to make sure that all learning objectives are accurately measured, and this is the most important part of the training, that we need to provide clear and concise feedback to students. Development of learning materials for our training are tedious. However, it is important for us to pilot and evaluate our course materials and assessment. It is because that we need to make sure that all materials and assessment that has been developed, not only they are aligned from one another, but we also need to reduce mistakes and error. And of course, this is to ensure that the materials that develop as well as the assessment that we've prepared are effective, and to make sure that our learning objectives achieved at the end of the day. So why we need to make sure that the pilot and evaluations of our learning materials are successful? These include some of these steps. We need to gather feedback from students and instructors. In other words, all kind of materials that we develop, we know that they are going to be imperfect, and we need to understand that all materials should continuously enhance and updated from time to time. Besides that, we need to use data to inform decision about course materials and assessment, and all the materials and assessment that has been developed, revisions need to applied. To conclude our lesson today, I would like to summarize that it is important for us to develop high quality course materials and assessment tools. And in this lecture, I also include some steps and tips and factors to help on the development process to ensure the high quality materials and assessment tools is detailed, prepared, and effective enough to be used in our training. With that, thank you.